Kevin, 4 defeats out of 4 before tonight against Bohemians. I guess there was going to come a time where you broke even with them, and the changes you made tonight were key. Ryan coming in and gave him something different to think about, and it was a really solid performance from you defensively and from an attacking point of view.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the performance, particularly given the context of when we played them last week, and they well deserved to win, and we were poor enough last week, and probably the changes that we had, as I spoke to before the game, and it would have been madness to do the same thing again. Not that, as I said, we have a massive squad with loads of options, but probably the pleasing thing for me tonight was, obviously Matthew OBrien coming in doing really well. Ryan up top, which was that switch, and he gave them a fair bit of sort of trouble, like not loads of chances or anything like that, but probably the best thing for me tonight was we trained on Wednesday on the pitch here and did the shape, and as I said, for a player it can be boring at times, and you're this scenario, that scenario, stop, start, but they really stuck at it, and they carried it out tonight. Andrew's made a few great saves, obviously, but also I think they've had one. It's a great clearance. I don't know, was it Rakowski but it's a massive point, I think, because of probably the context of the league and the other results elsewhere as well. We're still a long way to go, but it was a big point for us.
And in terms of what you learned from last week, you talked about the change, but it was a different sort of night. The pitch was a lot drier, but your defensive setup was very solid as well. Like Conor Keeley, as he always is, was excellent. Evan was really good tonight as well, and you didn't really give Johnny Afolabi much of a snip.
No, the lads did exactly what I asked them to do, and it's easy, as I said, to come up with a plan and say this is what we need to do, but to go and carry it out, you're right. They were on top of him every time he got the ball. He's a big, strong lad, and it was excellent last week, but they got close to him, which I think you need to do. And look, as I said, he still could have scored. He still had a couple of chances, and he's put off some great saves. He's an excellent player in brilliant form. But I probably think the shape of the team we tweaked a little bit. Not just Ryan up front, probably the midfield was tweaked a little bit in regarding with 2 sitting midfielders for starters, and probably the last took the wingers took it in a little bit to make it a bit more difficult for them to play through, which they did last week. So look, again, it was great, got a point, but I do think it's a really good point.
And just finally, we talked about Ryan coming in, Matthew OBrien as well. Ryan moving positions, Matthew coming into midfield. His first start in the league this season, had a couple of cameos off the bench, but he looked like a player that had been playing at that level all season, very composed on the ball, adds a little bit of steel as well. Not the biggest lad in the world, but well able to put his foot in, well able to pass the ball around. Really good performance from him. Yeah,
I'm delighted with him, and he deserved a chance. He's been training unbelievably well. He's 20 now, but he still goes when we need him to go and play with the 19s for fitness and stuff. He does it, as do a lot of the lads, so it's great that he can actually do that now. He can play 2 overage players, but no, he really deserves to play. He walk home in 30 seconds. He's how he lives down the road, so it's again another lad that knows what the club mean and what the support means, and it's great to have as many of those lads, which we do. We certainly have an awful lot of them, so it's great to have him in. But he played very, very well, and I'm delighted with him. He allowed us to make the change as well that we could. As I said, that's not to say we'll do it on Monday. It might be changed. Coyle was rested tonight. Has been excellent. Come in and score 4 goals. We've other options there, as you've seen. Hopefully, our McNally won't be too long. But it's to go back to your original question. Just probably about 2 minutes ago when you asked me. But Matthew, I'm really, really happy with him.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Dave.